Hello, Mrs. Jennings. How are you doing this morning?
I'm tired though.
Yeah, you look tired, babes.
He a little tired. Tell me I look tired. We're on our way, y'all, to another appointment to see where we go from here. Today should be the day that we truly know everything, and you all will be going with us. I don't know why I keep looking up. What you gonna say?
I want to say that I'm excited. I'm full of energy. I'm ready to rock this thing, and it's gonna be easy. So, y'all gonna have fun with us. Let's do this.
Peace. Do it for me because I'm not feeling
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't do the peace thing unless it's natural. I did a thumbs up. That's what I did this time. I already did it. There you go, y'all. Hey, it's gonna be awesome, okay? Y'all with us? I'm with y'all. Let's do this.
Let me see Dr. McCoy. Of course, Dr. McCoy, unfortunately, is only here for a few days, a week, and I guess you guys wanted to get back in and kind of get things going. So,
Yes.
The last note, let me just quickly open up your chart. The last note I saw in here, you were talking about doing the in vitro IVF. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then what Dr. McCoy suggested is that, let me just go back to this last note. Bear with me a second while I'm trying to get all this going. So, if you've had the history of the tube removed, you've had ectopic, you get fibroids, you've had miscarriages, then I think due to the timing, you wanted to kind of get this thing going as soon as possible. So he talked about doing the IVF, and then part of that IVF is based on what do we think your chances are. We're going to talk about this a little bit. And has anybody given you any of your blood work yet?
No, we haven't seen that yet.
Okay, let me pull that up.
We got the genetic counseling test.
You got that back. All right, let me just pull up your stuff real quick and see if I can get your... Again, I don't know how far you went with this. I'm kind of picking you up on the fly here, so just bear with me. So I'm trying to get you...
We just thank you for getting us in.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I mean, we understand. At this point, it's just a matter of making sure we're comfortable with what we're doing and get going. So the labs you have, let me print them for you so you can see them, because that's important for you. And then the genetic testing, what did that show? Did that show anything to be concerned about?
Well, I came back with alpha thalassemia, and
did they test you?
Yes.
yeah, but he didn't have any.
And you didn't have it, so you don't have to worry.
Nor did he have the MFTHR.
Yeah. Neither of us had the same thing.
That's perfect. So that's the thing you want with the carrier testing, because you know the thing that's crazy about carrier testing is you test for 300 different diseases. Something's going to turn positive. I mean, it's just hard to test 300 things and not get something positive. But as long as you two aren't positive for the same thing, so the odds of 300, you both hit the same one. Now I've seen it, so I'm not going to say it can't happen. But I'm just saying, in general, we don't worry about that. But the good news, you did the test.
Right.
All right, let me just print your labs and everything so you can see it, then we'll go over your results, okay? Okay, so let's do you first. These are what's called a part of what we call a prenatal panel, okay? This looks at a lot of different things, but part of it's looking at your hemoglobin, hematocrit, platelet count. So all these ends are normal. If they're normal, I'm not going to go through them. I'm just going to give them to you. If you don't know your blood type, you are B positive. And we do test you for the hepatitis B, rubella, HIV. All that stuff was, of course, negative, okay? Now, one of the tests we like to look at has to do with how many eggs. What's your ovarian reserve, egg number? So your anti-Mullerian hormone is sort of that test. Now, normally we like to see 1 or greater. You are a little on the low side with that, okay? And that unfortunately does go down with age. As you're getting older, your AMH starts to drop. Because remember, women are born with all the eggs to get all women to run out, okay? So that number is a little on the low side. FSH is good. We like it to be under 10. Your prolactin's good. Thyroid, estrogen level. So that all otherwise look good. And then, Otis, on you, did you get a copy of your semen analysis?
No, I didn't.
So here's you, and I don't know what your number looks like before, but your sperm count's a little on the low side. We like at least 15. You're sitting at 13 million.
He was at 1.
Pardon me?
I was at 1 before when I
Oh,
started.
okay. Well, that's good. Then you've done good. It's got a bump. Fertility looks good, and then of course the shape of the sperm's a little off, but that you'll see that as it goes through. So you did. So you're taking. He's got you on an anastrozole or something. All right, good. So that seems to be helping with that part. So, what are the things? Did Dr. Mccoy ever talk about you putting on some certain supplements or vitamins to help with your ovaries?
No, I've been on Femera.
Yeah.
And that was my question. So all those times that I was on the Femera, would that and doing the increasing the egg count, would that be a reason why my egg? No.
No. It's an age thing. As women get older, AMH drops. So remember, all women are born with all days to get all women will run out. Okay. Now some women run out really slow. Some women run out a little faster. Okay. And you're going to see this drop with age, and you may be a little on the faster side. So all that means to us is that you're not somebody who's going to make 20, 30 eggs when we do IVF. That's what it really tells us. Okay. One of the things I do like to recommend for you, though, is to start on some vitamins to kind of help those ovaries a little bit, all right?
I do the prenatals, I do the vitamin D.
So the CoQ10 and the DHA is the other two you want to get into.
Okay.
Okay? So, why is this important? Because when we talk about IVF, we're trying to calculate for you, basically, what do we think your chances are to get pregnant? Well, your chances is based on all the factors here. It's based on sperm, it's based on hormones, it's based on your history, it's based on your labs, all that stuff. So just so you can see, when we talk about IVF, and the chance for success, we like it to be at least 30%, and then, of course, up to 60% plus. Most people don't get more than about 60 to 70% chance. Of course, 30% is still reasonable when you only have a 5 or 10% chance of getting pregnant with IVF. Now, that's obviously something we don't recommend because it's not a very good chance. So when we calculate your rate, you're coming right in at 31%. And I think it's probably because of, and this is what you're looking at, the factors of that AMH being low in that. So that's what the numbers look like when we do that. That's still a reasonable number to go forward with. And like I said, that's still in the range we like to see. So if you're, feel comfortable with that, then, we think it's a good plan to go forward with doing that. Okay? So that's kind of what Dr. McCoy was trying to get together for you, so you'd have that information to see what your numbers look like. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Questions from me? Now, have you had you've had fibroids before? Have you had surgery before for your fibroids?
Yeah, they took it out.
Yeah,
The
there's a
last time
Kleenex
I got
right there for you. Now,
okay,
if you need
the last time I got pregnant, that's what happened. The baby got
because of the
trapped behind
fibroids.
the fibroid.
All right. So hopefully that part's out of the equation. Now it's just really just working with sperm and egg and trying to get to some embryos to give you a chance. And that's what Dr. McCoy was looking at working you up for. Okay.
Okay.
So, obviously we always want numbers to be high. Those are still reasonable numbers, though. Just realize that. I mean, there are times, like I said, I have patients come in, their chance is 5%. So that's much, much worse.
Right.
And, we don't really recommend to those patients to go through all this for that chance. So those still within the range we like to see. Have you all been thinking about a timing for you when you'd want to do this?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible? Okay. So, what we do is really for you two, now you see the numbers, and if you're comfortable, all you got to do is say you want to get going, and we can get the process started up.
So what is that? What's the next step?
Okay, so the next step is say, yes, we're ready to go. And then remember, IVF is very different from what you've been doing before. When you're doing the Femera, you're just taking some pills, you come in for an ultrasound, and you get a shot to trigger. But IVF now, we're going to be different. We're going to start trying to go to much stronger medications to really push your ovaries. Let me just see your last scan. Your last scan. When's the last time he's done an ultrasound? Has it been a while?
A very long time.
Long time.
Over a year.
Over a year?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, where are you at in your cycle right now?
Close to ovulating.
Close to ovulating? Okay. So, what we're trying to do with IVF now is trying to get, so remember, when you're doing a regular, normal cycle, you're only releasing one egg. When you do clomata maybe it's a couple of eggs, okay? But when we're doing IVF, we're trying to get that ovary to make as many eggs as we can, both sides, right? Because the whole ideal here is to try to get as many eggs as we can, get them out of your body for the egg retrieval, fertilize them with your sperm, create embryos that we can put back inside of you. And then I think Dr. McCoy may have talked to you about it. You can do genetic testing on those embryos too once they get to that point. Okay? So what's the difference when you do IVF? We're doing much stronger medications. You're doing shots, injections, to really push those ovaries to make as many eggs as we can. So one of the things I do recommend, and I gave that to you already, Donisha, is to go ahead and get on some of those supplements, okay? Because that's really kind of just helping juice up your ovaries for us as we get ready to get going to try to get the best that we can out of it. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
So the first thing is yes.
Okay. Okay, good. Does your insurance cover any of this?
We don't know.
We have TRICARE, but we're prepared to pay.
Yeah.
As much
Well,
as we
TRICARE, yeah, and I'm probably the worst person to ask about that. Have you talked to finance at all?
We've been calling.
We've been calling and we've
Okay, well, you're here today, so I'm going to get you into them. Okay?
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. It has been crazy because we just switched over to a new electronic medical records, an EMR system, and this is our third week, and it's just been crazy because we switched everything over. All the office notes, all the financial, all the scheduling, everything got switched at one time. And so, not that I'm just sure they've been overwhelmed, but now that you're here, we'll get them into you, okay?
Okay.
The best thing is get you the IVF packet and get you the finance. They can then look at what your TRICARE, see if there's any coverage for you. If there is, let it know. And then, if not, then they'll talk to you about what the other is, okay?
Okay.
All right, does that sound reasonable?
Perfect.
So if you could put a time stamp on this week.
If you say yes and the finances say yes, you're ready to go, you can actually get started with your next period.
Okay.
Now, I'm just going to say this so you hear me. I do recommend getting on those vitamins for about 4 to 6 weeks ahead of time. Now, I know you're ready to go. The only thing I'd say that maybe...
It's just because he's military and he's about to come off his leave, so...
When do you have to go?
August 17th is his...
September 19th is when it comes off.
No, August 17th when you start leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got you. Okay. Well, like I said, we can do all kinds of things, but as soon as you say yes, we can get things rolling.
Okay.
Okay?
So there's nothing another vitamin or something that'll help speed up the process of the 4 to 6 weeks, or that's it?
Well, it takes any vitamin about that long to really kind of get it in your system. I mean, if you take a vitamin today, you're not going to get the results tomorrow.
Right.
It's in your system. That's what I say 4 weeks, but again, some people, if they have a timetable, we do what we can.
Okay.
It's just something we can do. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Okay, let's get you to the right people and get this thing started, okay?
Okay.
All right, so
Thanks,
nice
Dr.
meeting you
Nichols.
too. You're very welcome.